Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. In this update, we're going to check out Avalanche's price chart, and specifically, we are going to check out the recent big drop and see what happened. And now, based on what we are having, what can be the next likely move in AVAX? And I'm not really sure, but I think I am seeing, at least in like very short term, some optimistic signs. However, at the same time, I'm going to tell you why right here may not necessarily be a long opportunity. Now, before we get into all that good stuff, let me talk to you about the Avalanche's C chain a little bit, because as you can see, the numbers in here are absolutely up. This metric right in here is active addresses, and as you can see, in the last 6 months, let's even put this on the last year. As you can see, in the last 365 days, in terms of active addresses, we have constantly seen a beautiful uptick. And you might say, well, okay, this is just a one and done. It doesn't really mean anything. May I suggest think again? Because even when you check out the transaction count, you're immediately going to realize that in the past 12 months, we went from roughly on average about 10 million transactions per month to about right now in January 74 million transactions. And this, my friends, is an increase of about 640%, which is really nice. Now, even if you think, well, okay, this is just an accident, right? Well, not really. Because if you read this report, the state of Avalanche in Q4 of 2025, we are going to, by the way, check this out in another separate video. But if you want to give this one a read yourself, and I would highly suggest to read it, because you are going to immediately realize that yes, AVAX overall is 100% on the right direction. However, the price doesn't necessarily reflect that right direction. Why? Because in the last, let's say, 12 months, we have seen a beautiful move on the downside in AVAX. I think the previous major pivot high was somewhere around $60 at the beginning of 2025. And where are we right now? Unfortunately, we are sub $10, which is really not ideal. And again, these are the times, in my opinion, to buy the dip. Why? Because in order for you to be a believer on a project, well, guess what? You shouldn't actually listen to me or anybody on the social media. No, you should first things first, do your due diligence, come up with your own conclusion fundamental wise. And then, for example, if you think, yeah, you know what, Avalanche is a good token, then you should come on YouTube or Twitter or wherever you want and check out the news and keep yourselves updated. To me, it seems like that we are honestly having a clear-cut divergence between the fundamentals and, on the other hand, the price. The price right now is going down quite a bit. Right now, as you can see, we are around $9.2, but on the other hand, the fundamentals are actually bullish as hell. And hey, guess what? In my view, as somebody that has done their due diligence, this is a beautiful buy the dip opportunity. Now, with that in mind, let's go on Avalanche's price chart and see what is going on. Okay, here we are. And in this 2 update, I just want to talk about 3 very important points. And the first one, and I would argue maybe even the most important one, comes down to what is happening in terms of classic technical analysis, meaning supports and resistances. Because sure, we did expect the coming move down in Avalanche, but hey, I'll be the first one to tell you, I did not expect for our move down to be that strong and that deep. And hey, right now, at least again, pay attention, right now it seems like that we want to get a break of this unbelievably strong support area. Why is this so strong? Okay, let's go on a less busy chart so I can tell you. Okay, let's zoom out a bit more. Basically, in Avalanche, in my view, right in here, we are having a very strong cluster of support areas from weekly and daily time frame at the same time. And as you can see, the last couple of times that we got to about here, we actually got some good moves on the upside. In this example, from here about $10, we actually got something like a 120% move up. The next example, from the lows, we did, as you can see, go a bit lower, but hey, nonetheless, from here about $9, we got something like a 500% move on the upside. And you can even sort of kind of interpret this as like one touch. And from here, about $11, we got something like a 40% move on the upside. So again, this is a long-term support area, and it's really the key. I do not want to see AVAX getting a break of this unbelievably strong support. And right now you might ask, well, okay, we are clearly under here, right? Doesn't that mean that our support is broken? Well, not really. You see, since this is from weekly and daily time frame at the same time, in order for you to be able to say this is broken, you need to go on weekly charts, see a candle close under here, followed by a pullback, and then a continuation of the move down. And the moments that you see AVAX taking this previous major pivot slope, fair enough, at that point the support is broken. But right now, what do we have? Let's go on weekly chart. As you can see so far, yep, we absolutely do have our initial candle close, but where is our pullback and then the continuation phase? So far we don't have it. So let's, for the love of God, hope that this is going to end up being just a simple fake out, and it might, in my view, very well be a fake out. And let's hope that we are going to reclaim this level, and by that I mean we go bare minimum above the higher band of it very soon in the coming weeks, around, let's say, $11.2. So this was the first important point that I wanted to talk to you about. The second important point, it actually comes down to Elliott waves. Let's go on our own chart, and we are going to do once more a complete Elliott wave counting here, because our primary long-term scenario in here, by taking the lowest low in Avalanche in this area, about $8.50, absolutely got invalidated, and we need to come up with a new scenario. But that's not really the focus of today's update. I want to talk about what happened in this area, because if you remember the last time that we talked about Avalanche, we were, I think, right around this region, and the idea was that odds are this is 5 down into 1, this is correction for wave 2, another 5 down into wave 3, followed by an ABC running flat into 4, and we said odds are we are going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down, bare minimum, into our wave 5. And again, I'm gonna be the first one to admit this. By no means I expected such a strong and massive move on the downside, but hey, we did get a move down nonetheless. And I think we can sort of kind of argue that this is 1, this is 2, this is wave 3, correction for 4, probably in form of some sort of a triangular structure to about this point, and then our final move down into wave 5. So based on this scenario, you might say, well, okay, great news, the final low is in, right? Well, the answer is maybe. Why do I say maybe? Because having only and only a 5 wave down in the recent phase can definitely be a good sign. However, it's not really enough. You see, if you want to argue on any chart from any market, for example, we're going to have our final low around this region. Okay, off of the lowest low, you also need to be able to find a 5 wave up. This specific scenario is called an impulse. Rules for it are, we should not have overlapping of the waves between our wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, our wave 3 in here should not be the smallest wave. And when it comes to the sub waves, you probably know what I'm saying. 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5, and for our wave 2 and 4, for our corrective movements, we can have different possibilities. Let's say ABC for wave 4 and also a WXY into wave 2. Now, let's go on the live chart and see what do we have, and maybe it's best to go on 15-minute time frame for us to see the candles a bit better. Okay, here is my primary scenario right now. I think in here we are probably having an A, B, C on the downside, and yes, this sort of kind of got confirmed the moments that in the last couple of hours in AVAX we managed to take this important high. Now, pay attention. I think on a higher degree, this is 1, this is 2, this is wave 3, this is a correction for 4, and we are going to have minimum, I'm gonna say maybe another move on the upside into wave 5. And pay attention, please, this is not going to be your buy opportunity. Why? Because if you are a regular viewer of the channel, you probably know this. What are we going to have after a complete 5 wave up, even if you want to go according to the most bullish case? I think you all know the answers. We are going to have one way or the other, bullish or bearish, a bit of a move on the downside, and the move down itself that we are going to get soon in Avalanche in the next, let's say, 72 hours, it's not really that important and significant. What really matters is actually the shape of our move down. In case we get a very strong initial move down without a lot of overlapping of the waves, basically a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulse, not a good sign. Be careful, maybe our move down is not over. On the other hand, hopefully, if we are going to have a very slow and choppy move on the downside, which between our pullbacks up in here, you're just constantly able to identify overlapping of the waves. Hey, that's going to be an awesome sign suggesting hopefully this is going to be some sort of a low, and it's not even at that point guaranteed that we're going to have our final low in here. It just means this is probably going to be some sort of a low, and bare minimum we can expect yet another move on the upside, and this thing can be a beautiful buy opportunity for you. Your stop loss can be under the lows, and your targets, for example, depending on how deep our pullback is going to be, can be somewhere around, let's say, the 1.618 level, somewhere about 10.5 to 11.5 dollar area, meaning you can catch something like a 25% move up, which is definitely not that bad. Hopefully you're gonna make a bit of money. For now, again, this is in my view the name of the game. Let's just take everything step by step, and for now pay attention to two very important things. Number one, overall, pay attention to this important support, and hopefully we are going to reclaim it, and when we do, it's gonna be an awesome bullish sign. Number two, you need to for now pay attention on the shape of the coming move on the downside, that in Avalanche, and for that matter in the whole altcoin space, that we are going to get. If this ends up being a slow move, maybe this is going to be a bit of a long opportunity for you. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Avalanche's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.